What's up, guys? It's Miss Johnson, and today we're going to be talking about three things. We're going to be talking about intonation, appropriate phrasing, and expression. Those are the three things we're going to talk about today. I know they sound very fancy, like those are some fancy words, but it's basically how you read while you're reading. So I just want you to know that intonation is when you make your voice go up and down. Phrasing is how you read your words. So instead of reading words like one by one, you may read them like in groups so that your reading is a lot smoother. And then expression is how you show emotions while you're reading. So before we begin, I just want you to remember that an exclamation mark means that you're yelling, and you could be yelling because you're upset, because you're excited, because you're scared. It doesn't matter why you're yelling, but we know that you're yelling. So when we see an exclamation mark, you know that when you read that, you have to kind of yell. It doesn't have to be a super loud yell, but you must make your voice go up some or make your voice louder. A question mark means you're asking a question, which means that you are going to make your voice go up. You guys know exactly what it sounds like when a person asks a question, and you know exactly how to ask a question. You know that when you ask a question, your voice changes at the end. It goes up some. So you'll say, would you like to come with me to the park? You wouldn't say, would you like to come with me to the park? That doesn't sound like a question. You always make your voice go up at the end. And then a period means that you're telling. And so when you're telling somebody something, you know that your voice is pretty consistent. It doesn't really go up or down, and your voice doesn't really get louder or lower. You guys know how to do this because you do it all of the time. Let's practice. So here I have a story. We're not going to read all of the words on this page, but this is a good way to see different punctuation in a story. And sometimes different punctuation is on one page. And so you guys have to really be paying attention while you're reading so that you know how to read those words. So here in the first sentence, what do we have right here? What is this right here? Yeah, I hope somebody said a period, right? And so what does a period tell us? Are we asking, yelling, or telling? Yeah, we're telling, which means our voice is going to be pretty consistent. We're not going to make our voice louder or softer, and we're not going to really make our voice go up or down. So you're just going to repeat after me. Ready? Some things are like. Yeah, you see how my voice was pretty consistent. I didn't change my volume, and I didn't make my voice go up or down, and I grouped my words together. So it's very important that you're reading your best teacher voice. You don't read like some things are a like. We don't do that. We group our words together. So that's why we read it. Some things are alike. Repeat after me again, right? Some things are alike. Good. So you guys did a good job on grouping your words together. So your phrasing was good, your tone, your intonation was good, and your expression was good. Here's another punctuation mark here. Who remembers what this punctuation mark is called? Yeah, an exclamation mark. Very good. Everybody say exclamation mark. Yeah, that's a tricky word. Good. So what does an exclamation mark mean? Does it mean that you're asking, yelling, or telling? Yeah, it means that you're yelling, right? And so here is the sentence. It says, let's sort them. So how should I read that sentence, or how should you read that sentence? Should you read it like, let's sort them? No, there's an exclamation mark there, which means we have to make our voice a little louder, right? So it should go, let's sort them. Good. So repeat after me. Ready? Let's sort them. Perfect. Good job. And remember, it's important that you don't read it like a robot. You read it in your best teacher voice. So you're not going to go, let's sort them, right? You're going to group or phrase your words together, right? That's why we go, let's sort them. Good. And here is one more punctuation mark. And what is this punctuation mark called? A question mark. Very good. And what does a question mark do? Does it tell us that we're asking, yelling, or telling? Right, we're asking, right? We're asking a question. And you guys do this every day, so you know how to make your voice sound like you're asking a question because you do it already. So remember, it's important that you don't sound like a robot, that you're reading your best teacher voice. And so you go, it's important that you don't go, how many round buttons can you see? Do we read like that? No, right? We should be reading like this. How many round buttons can you see? See how I made my voice go up and down? I'll do it again. How many round buttons can you see? Yeah. So repeat after me. Ready? How many round buttons can you see? Perfect. Good job. So remember, when you repeated that after me, make sure that you're phrasing it just like me. Make sure your emotions are coming through your words so that we know that you're asking a question and that your voice is going a little bit up towards the end of the sentence. That's it, guys. The best way to get good at this is to practice. It really takes some good practice to reading your best teacher voice. So, what am I going to tell you to do? Practice. Practice your reading and make sure that you identify those punctuation marks before you read so that you know when your should change. And also, it's very important that you begin to group your words together when you read and not sound like a robot. Adios, guys.